Hello friends, welcome back. Today in this video for the subject basic thermodynamics, unit number 3, second law of thermodynamics, we are discussing the topic of entropy. And today we will see a derivation for Clausius inequality. So one of the important derivation for as far as the entropy parameter is concerned. So the Clausius inequality derivation we are going to discuss today. Now, before starting this derivation, we have to consider a Carnot cycle first. So, you can see on the y axis you have the pressure represented, on x axis you have the volume, and you can see constant reversible isotherms, or these are the lines called as the reversible isothermal. Isothermals means constant temperature lines. These are the constant temperature lines, whereas you can see these lines, these lines, these are reversible adiabats. Okay, so we are going to discuss or some parts we have already discussed. Isotherms means temperature is constant, and adiabatic process is a process which happens very instantly without transfer of work or heat. Now, if you analyze one cycle, now which is this cycle, for example, from A, B, C and D, this makes one Carnot cycle, in which dQ1 is the heat addition and here dQ2 is the heat rejection. Similarly, in the second cycle you have dQ3 as the heat addition and dQ4 as the heat rejection. So, similarly, there are many cycles, there can be n number of cycles here likewise. Okay, you can make n number of cycles. So, all these Carnot cycles, so what we are going to do is we are going to analyze these cycles to come to a conclusion for Clausius inequality, or we have just seen the theorem of Clausius. So, let us go through the assumptions of this derivation. The first assumption is the cycle should be a reversible cycle. Now, the next is you have to divide the curve into large number of strips with the help of reversible adiabats. So, we have already seen that in the diagram. Therefore, the original reversible cycle is replaced by the Carnot cycles. So, reversible isotherms you have to divide it with the reversible adiabats, so that it can make many Carnot cycles. Now, let us consider the first Carnot cycle. Now, here let us consider the first Carnot cycle. So, first Carnot cycle is what? A, B, C, D, in which dQ represents what? Represents the heat added in the cycle of the temperature reservoir T1. Here you can see T1 for a isothermal process. So, that in that isotherms, whereas dQ2 represents the heat rejected. It represents what? Heat rejected. dQ2 represents the heat rejected at a reservoir sink having temperature T2 during a isothermal process. So, for the cycle number 1, you can write as per the Clausius theorem, dQ1 upon T1 is equal to dQ2 upon T2 as per the Clausius theorem. So, do not get confused in this. Similarly, but now here what is the problem? dQ2 is the heat rejected. So, as heat is rejected, it should be taken as negative, right. So, the equation will get modified as dQ1 upon T1 is equal to minus dQ2 upon T2. So, when you simplify this equation, you can get dQ1 upon T1 plus dQ2 upon T2 is equal to 0. So, we are taking dQ2 upon T2 at the LHS. name this equation as equation number 1. Similarly, for Carnot cycle 2, we can write dq3 upon T3 plus dq4 upon T4 is equal to 0. So, you can name this equation as the equation number 2. I hope what we have done analysis of 2 cycles and we have added it using the Clausius theorem. It is not difficult at all. Now, what we have to do for the, as we are having n number of cycles or many Carnot cycles here, many Carnot cycles, you can add this. It can be written by adding the equation 1 and 2. Now, here when you add equation 1 and 2, we are taking only 2 cycles, but anyways the equation we will get here is dq1 upon T1 plus dq2 upon T2 plus dq3 upon T3 plus dq4 upon T4 is equal to 0. And as a generalized form for n number of cycles, you can write the derivation as cyclic integral r is denoted for a reversible cycle, dq upon T is equal to 0. So, here in this diagram you can see this cyclic integral sign is for a cyclic process, r is for the reversible cycle, dq is nothing but the heat and T is what, the temperature at the given instant of time, is equal to or less than 0. We have already seen that Clausius inequality and theorem, and hence we can write the same term as the cyclic integral for a reversible process, and this is known as the Clausius theorem. So, we have by using different reversible isotherms and reversible adiabats and applying it with the Clausius theorem, we have derived the Clausius theorem by the basic definitions, of course, and these are the references. Thank you friends, thank you very much.